Okay, the next one is, I don't even know how to say this, but Bilal Pando Manual 8910. Wait, 8910, so 8910. Man, that was a lot. All right, so what's the distance and intensity you should do for boxing road work? And, he's basically saying long, slow distance running, which I'm pretty sure he's a boxer. At the end of the day, boxers and fighters are going to do the road work no matter what. So we want to make sure that we give them the proper protocol so they're not killing themselves, right? I'm not going to stop Dustin from doing his road work because he likes to do it. It's something that keeps his mind, and focused. It's almost like meditation for him. Mm-hmm. So for that, I will make sure, depending on the circumstances, depending on the situation, whether you are trying to increase VO2 or we're just trying to maintain, right? It's going to depend upon the heart rate. It's going to depend upon the percentage of the heart rate, what zone they're in, and then obviously the time duration and intensity, as far as and then obviously the volume, right? So if I had to put, and we're going to go in general again, if I had to put it in general, I would say stay about 65 to 75% of your maximum heart rate, going about 30 to 45 minutes tops on that. So you want to go as long as you can, or I should say as far as you can, staying within that heart rate zone. If you can go further in that heart rate zone, well, then I know you're in shape. So if you can go, it's the good thing about this is that when I tell my guys and girls that want to run, and they want to go and their regular miles are, 4 to 6 or 7 miles, I say, okay, well, maintain this level of heart rate and let me know where you get to. And sometimes they'll get to 4 miles and maintain 150 beats per minute, and that's good. Sometimes, they'll see that they were dipping into anaerobic trying to get the miles in. And that's not the energy system that we're actually trying to work on. That's not the stimulus adaptation that we're trying to acquire. So if I go, okay, go ahead and run for 45 minutes, keeping your heart rate at 150 to 160 beats per minute. Let me know how long let me know the distance that you ran.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you can kind of get a well indicator of like, okay, how well are they in shape? Because if they can sustain that aerobic capacity or that aerobic zone, then they're going to be very good, going into the fight.
Can I ask you, Phil, are you familiar with Dr. Phil Maffetone's system, the 180 method?
Yeah, I am. 180 minus the age.
That's right.
Yeah. And that's, I kind of use that as well, depending on if I really, really don't know their maximal heart rate and I don't, basically if I don't know their max heart rate and I just want to keep them in a good zone, and there has been, obviously he's had tremendous results with that, and there's been studies out to show that actually does work, staying in it. Because I've been doing a lot of research on long distance running, marathon running, triathlons, and watching these individuals train, and they train pretty much in zone 2, zone 3 for a long time. I mean, maybe not even too much in zone 3, but zone 2, they stay in that zone 2. And it for that, it increases speed. And I'm talking about speed as far as, distance, So, go ahead.
I was just going to say, but, with this system, especially with triathletes, efficiency is the end goal, right? So you want to be spending as little energy as possible, going as fast as possible or as long as possible.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the key. As long as we can stay away from anaerobic and then be efficient once they get into anaerobic and try to buffer that down and get their heart rate down as fast as possible, right? After they get into an anaerobic state. And that's the key, right? Is recoverability.
Exactly.
In between rounds, if you're talking about a fighter, so again, we still want to work on increasing that ceiling. If we can get that ceiling high enough to where we don't have to worry about getting into that anaerobic state, or at least past threshold to where we are accumulating lactic, and then now we have to worry about buffering and recovery in between rounds. Well, we're going to be more efficient throughout the entire fight, and we're able to put more effort into certain things. and you won't make bad decisions from a mental standpoint.
Yeah, agreed. But I mean, I think a very simple method for amateurs who don't have access to, the technology or the high-level coaches, Dr. Phil Maffetone's 180 method is, it's a great place to start, and it's gonna keep the intensity down. And I think, as you first pointed out, Phil, you don't want these guys beating themselves up. You want to, if they're gonna do the road work, you want them to do it as safely as possible. It's so easy to just pound more impact onto those joints that just take a beating day in, day out.
Yeah. And I usually tell the guys to go to a soft rubber track, or even try to run in the grass even, at that particular time. I don't like obviously running in sand, because then it turns into more strength endurance work in general. And then you end up getting into anaerobic anyways, because the intensity is obviously heightened because of the soft sand.